Ahead of farmers' Delhi Chalo March, there has been a public interest litigation which has been filed in Punjab and Haryana High Court regarding the farmers' movement. The petition in High Court against closing the borders and shutting down mobile SMS internet services in many districts of Haryana. Now, the mentioning was made regarding the demand for immediate hearing of the petition. The petition demands a ban on all stops taken by the Haryana government to stop peaceful protests of the farmers. Remember, the borders of Haryana and Punjab and Delhi and Haryana have completely been sealed. In fact, at many borders in Delhi, already containers, barricades have been put up. This is causing a lot of inconvenience to the people. The local commuters are also facing a harrowing experience because of this. Is there a better way for policing? These farmers want to congregate in the national capital to remind the government of their demands peacefully. Can there be better arrangements? Can they be sent to a place where they can protest and not cause inconvenience by putting these barricades and, of course, stone slabs and all the other, in fact, measures that the police is taking? That is what we are also asking. We would like to hear from you. What we'll do, we'll also put out the numbers that you can call at this moment as a common citizen. It is your concern, ladies and gentlemen. You can call us on the number which is flashing on your screens right now, 83770 is the number. You can call and get your voice in on this very important issue. Let me bring in my colleague at this moment. Vishal Vivek is joining us from Chandigarh. Vishal, the meeting the important meeting between the government ministers and the farmers is taking place in Chandigarh. What is expected out of this meeting and what kind of arrangements do you see around yourself? Because Punjab is going to send a lot of farmers for this Delhi march.
Yes, Ankit. So just a few moments ago, all the stakeholders of the meeting, the ministers, the farmers, they all arrived in this building. So the meeting is supposed to be taking place right now. All of the stakeholders have arrived. Piyush Goyal, Arjun Munda, they are representing the central government, and farmer union leaders already had arrived about an hour ago. They were waiting for the ministers. So I spoke with one of the farmer leaders. He says that the farmers are not ready to budge even an inch. They want the law that guarantees MSP to be enacted as soon as possible. If the government gives them a word on that, then only they will stop this protest. Otherwise, the scheduled protest that is supposed to happen tomorrow, that will most likely go on. Farmers, about 1 lakh of them, are supposed to move to the national capital and demand the government. They have a list of demands, about 10 to 12 items are there on that list. Top of that list is the minimum support price guarantee law. So the leader that I spoke with, he has clearly said that even if the government says that the committee that was made a while ago on MSP, that committee will take some action to meet the demands of the farmers, that won't do. The union leaders, they want strong action on it. They want a law to be enacted. Then only they will stop. We were earlier at the Shambhu border, which is the Haryana-Punjab border. There was heavy deployment there, and there are few police around here also. But the epicenter of that action will be at Shambhu border in Haryana and Punjab.
Shambhu border is where it is expected that there is going to be a lot of action if the farmers do decide to move towards the national capital. Vishal, stay on with me. In fact, earlier these visuals that Vishal was referring to, the tear gas shelling that took place early in the morning, the police tried to dissuade farmers, those who wanted to move in. This was the report we had filed earlier. You can see these visuals where a large number of farmers were gathering there, and the police, in order to stop these farmers, started the tear gas shelling.
Yes, we are at the Shambhu border right now, the border between Haryana and Punjab. A few minutes ago, there was heavy firing of tear gas canisters. About 12 of them exploded right here. There was pandemonium here. People were running all over the place. There's heavy police deployment across the border. You can see there's police vans parked across the border. There's barbed wire there. The police have also put up some spikes there to ensure that vehicles that the farmers use to go to the other side are not able to do so. So there was, when the all hell was breaking loose here, when the tear gas canisters exploded, there was just one farmer who was just sitting there and did not budge at all when hundreds of people were just running for safety. We'll go and try and speak with the farmer. He seems to be one of the protesters. He is an elderly man. He has his eyes wrapped. He's blindfolded. So let's try and speak with him what his views are on the issue. बाबा आप प्रोटेस्टर हो?
हाँ जी।
आप प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हो यहाँ पे? आप यहाँ पर अकेले बैठे हो मतलब?
अकेला नहीं जी, मैं मेरा गुरु मेरे नाल है।
अच्छा।
अकेला नहीं।
यहाँ पर अभी कुछ देर पहले टीयर गैस कैनिस्टर फट रहे थे।
हाँ जी।
तो
मैं कुछ नहीं देखता जी, बस
आप हिले भी नहीं यहाँ से?
कोई नहीं, उसकी मालिकी की।
तो आपको थोड़ा भी डर नहीं लगा?
कोई डरना क्या है जी, किससे डरना, मरना तो है एक दिन।
तो आपका डिमांड क्या है?
मेरा डिमांड है जी, जो गवर्नमेंट बोलती है उसको पूरा कर दें, और मैं जिम्मेदारों ने कहना इकट्ठे हो जाओ, नहीं तो कुछ नहीं कोई सुन सकता, मेरी तो परमात्मा सुनेगा जी। मैं तो यही कहना भी इन्होंने इकट्ठे हो, जे गवर्नमेंट इस तरह मोदी कह रहा है मैं तुहानू ये दे दांगा, इधर आम सरकार पंजाब।
तो आपका मेन डिमांड एमएसपी है, मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस?
मेरे तो सारी डिमांड है जी ने पूरी पहले भी बोली, वो करो पूरियां।
तो आप भी खेती करते हो? आप कहाँ से हो?
मैं बनूड़।
अच्छा। तो
मैं गरीब जिम्मेदार है, मेरे पास ज्यादा जमीन है जी।
तो आप
दो मेरे लड़के हैं।
आपका यहाँ पर अभी लक्ष्य क्या है? आप कब तक यहाँ बैठने वाले हो?
ये तो उसका हुक्म होएगा, मैं कब तक बैठांगा जी, ये उसका हुक्म है।
और आपने जो आंख पर ये पट्टी बांध रखी है, ये किस लिए है?
मैं आगे कुछ देख नहीं चाहता क्या हो रहा है, बस जो कर रहा है मार के ठीक कर रहा है।
ठीक है। तो कल यहाँ से करीब 1 लाख किसान लोग आने की संभावना है, तो आप उन लोगों के लिए क्या बोलना चाहेंगे?
हम तो कहाँ इकट्ठे हैं, जो जिस तरह वो करेंगे उनकी मर्जी है जी, जो मालिक करावेगा, गुरु करावेगा, हो जाएगा जी।
So as you can see, he is not budging. He is the only one who did not move an inch when all hell was breaking loose here. So protesters are slowly trickling in. Right now there are only handful of them. Few are standing there, I think. But the main action is expected to take place tomorrow. So we'll have to wait for that.
All right, we are now being joined by Mr. K.R. Chandra, who's calling us from Bengaluru. Mr. Chandra, what are your views on this? Shouldn't the government find a better way to deal with such protests? Because the farmers say they want to peacefully congregate and protest against the government, remind them of the promises that were made by putting these spikes and boulders to try and stop the farmers coming in. It is causing a lot of inconvenience to the citizens as well.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
I can, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm telling is, because our experience last time was not good. I mean, we faced hell when it happened last time. So what we have got the apprehension that it should not turn out into something which it had happened last time. So that is our worry, because if it is protected, if it is prolonged, then we common citizens, we are going to face hell.
Okay, thank you, sir, for joining us with your views. The common citizens worried about what they saw last time, and the way, in fact, there were some, border siege all across Delhi, which resulted almost for a year, and it caused a lot of inconvenience to the commuters. But the fact remains, ladies and gentlemen, the farmers are saying that the government has ignored them, and they have no other option but to remind the government of their demands. Let me go back to my colleague Vishal, who is with us in Chandigarh. Vishal, for how long is this meeting going to take place? Because there was one more round of meeting that happened earlier, which resulted in nothing.
Yeah, so the farmer leader that I spoke with, he said that the meeting could last anywhere between 2 to 3 hours, and that was about 45 minutes ago. So I think anyway between the next 2 hours the meeting could get over, and then we'll see people coming out. He also mentioned that I mean they are hell bent on proving a point, and the farmers are not ready to move even an inch, as I mentioned earlier. And on the other hand, the officials are saying that they are doing everything they can to protect the innocent people who have nothing to do with the protest, who are going on with their lives, who need to get to the other side of the border for treatment or other things. So they said that they're doing everything they can to ensure that. And the shelling, the tear gas shelling that happened earlier, they had announced in advance that they are going to do that. But even then, some people were standing there. So, but there's a lot of action going on everywhere right now. So the main bit of the whole saga will be tomorrow morning when the protesters trickle into the Shambhu border. Tractors are lining up all across the state. So that's when the main action will be.
Main action is going to be at the borders, but this meeting is going to be very, very important to determine whether the farmers would be allowed, in fact, to reach the Delhi borders and press for their demands. These visuals, ladies and gentlemen, of the preparations, the kind of preparation that the police has done in view of the farmers' protest. Let me also get in Mr. Ashish Jain, who is a caller who's calling us from the national capital. Mr. Jain, go ahead, sir. Express your views. Can the government find and the police should find a better way than completely just blocking and putting a siege at the borders?
No, I think they do completely need to blockade because they are just out there to create ruckus, and they're being misled by the opposition, and they can't be allowed. So I think the right thing to do is block them at the gates of the capital.
Right. These are citizens of the country, those who are, in fact, we blocked. But the fact remains that it also does cause a lot of inconvenience to the locals in the area and people, those who want to go across the border. Thank you, Mr. Jain, for joining us with your views. Mr. Jain thinks that it is all right. The government should, in fact, block and not allow the farmers to get in. He is okay with the measures that the government and the police forces are taking at this moment.